Today on Transformation with Pastor Anny Ikebudu.
Help me open your Bibles, if you will, to Exodus chapter 18, verse 17. Can we read together in concert? 1, 2, 3, go. Next verse. Amen. All right, we are still talking about the pitfalls of leadership. How to sabotage yourself as a leader. Praise God. Because oftentimes leaders blame external circumstances for their woes, while the main culprit for where they are, for the effectiveness, is what? Is themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the greatest ways for a leader to mess up his effectiveness, mess up his leadership, is to be short-sighted. And that is the major issue with Nigeria. Most of our leaders in the past have been so short-sighted. They may have long-term planning, they may have Millennium Development Goals that they have written out there, but they never follow it. They never follow it. Nothing messes up your leadership efficiency like being short-sighted. And being short-sighted simply means focusing on the immediate need only. Focusing on the immediate need. Some people, all they do is to focus on the immediate need. They're always looking for quick fixes, quick wins. Leadership is about legacy building. They don't think long-term. And what about being short-sighted is that it may bring immediate success, but in the long run, it will lead to humongous failure. Short-sightedness. Leaders are supposed to have vision. They're supposed to be visionary. Vision means something that is futuristic. So as a leader, most times you are faced with decision-making process of either to focus mainly on the immediate need or to put your foot on the ground and think about the long-term vision. For instance, you want to do something, you can decide to build something. Okay, let's just do something for the now. Let's just do something for the now. Have you heard things like that before? Let's just do it for the now. Later, we'll find a way through it. And later, you discover that you have spent that money 2 times or 3 times. Now, when people who follow you discover that you are short-sighted, they will not plan with you. People like to be able to foresee their future. They like to be able to see what the future will look like. Is he okay? Now, there's a ministry I know, one of the greatest challenges they have is that their leadership structure looks like it is short-sighted because they are not producing leaders that will be deployed. People are in church, but they're not being deployed to do anything. That is short-sightedness. So I'm in your organization. I've served for 15 years, for 10 years. There's no upward movement. So even when you are recruiting me, there was no plan in your head for my future. And once that thing happens, people will begin to draw back or they begin to make plans for themselves. It affects their commitment. Shout glory to Jesus. So short-sightedness will make you miss opportunities for growth. What does it mean to be short-sighted? It means to focus on what is urgent and not what is important. What is urgent and not what is important. When you are short-sighted, it may damage trust and credibility. For instance, as a pastor, if every Sunday you come here, I preach something to you that make you feel good, that make you shout, jump up and down, but does not grow you, I am being short-sighted. If I am thinking long-term, My job is simply to teach you gradually things that will enable you to keep producing fruits even in the future. Now, it may look slow. It may look slow, but it's more powerful and effective. Just like the one who plants vegetables and the one who plants trees. Vegetables will begin to give you returns immediately. Some vegetables, in 2 months, you're already plucking them, right? But trees may take years before you start to see anything reasonable. So, a short-sighted leader plants vegetables, while a visionary leader plants trees. And when it comes to planting trees, it's in training. Leadership is in training. Teaching people what will give them internal strength, what will keep them growing. Not immediate success. Not immediate success. For instance, also in leadership or in church leadership, if we want immediate success, we can do it next Sunday. We can do a program and raise money. Bring a prophetic dimension and people will bring money. Is it okay? But you have not made them to become generous. It's short term, it solves an urgent problem, but it has not made them to become generous. But when you teach generosity, kingdom stewardship, repeatedly, what happens? They will become generous. And that is what short-sightedness and visionary leadership talks about. Is it okay? Is it okay? I can't hear. Is it okay? So, if you're short-sighted, you will have inability to navigate change. Because oftentimes, leaders are supposed to see change coming, and they begin to plan for the change. But if you are short-sighted, it means that you will always be reactionary, not proactive. You're always fighting problems. There's emergency here, there's emergency here. You are never proactive. You never anticipate the future. Is it okay? Just like we are doing service here on Sunday, and suddenly, the light goes off, the power goes off. So why? Say diesel finish in the generator. It happens this Sunday, happens next Sunday, happens the third Sunday. Will you trust the leadership of this house? Why? Because we are unable to envisage what is needed to run a 6-hour Sunday program. And this is the popular one. I don't know how it happens in families. Wives will always tell their husband when teeth has finished. They will never give them opportunity to plan ahead. We are running out of rice, so this rice may finish in the next 2 weeks. But most times what you hear is that, Oga, rice has finished too. Rice has what? Finished. And it's not nice, right? It's not nice. And oftentimes, Madam will start chastising the housewife. You are the one that have been going to collect this rice from the bag. How come you never told me that it was going down? Because they are short-sighted. Am I making sense now? When you are short-sighted, it will demoralize your team members. No, sometimes it is when you go to the bathroom and say, easing yourself, you now discover that there's no tissue paper. You start shouting, someone bring tissue paper. Say, sorry, they have gone to the street to buy tissue. It means that the person who was in charge of the supplies was not thinking futuristic. The person was short-sighted. But this one happens to me all the time. You know, sometimes I will jump into the bathroom without checking whether my towel is there, and I will shower. When I'm done showering, I now need a towel. Babe, so. But I think all I should have done is when I enter the bathroom, I should make sure that what I need is there. I should plan for what I need. You know, in Africa, the greatest problem we have in Africa is planning. We don't plan anything. God will provide. Grace will speak. Grace will speak. School is about to start. Eh? Eh? Grace will speak when it's time to pay school fees. And the one that I don't understand sometimes, well, maybe I understand, maybe I don't understand. Your wife is pregnant. You got her pregnant. Every day the stomach is growing. And you are behaving like nothing's happening. When it's time, you start running around. Hey, whoa, please, oh. They said, please give me 100,000. Help me. Grace. But you never planned. Even if you wanted to borrow, why didn't you borrow beforehand? It's when the woman now has delivered, or at the point of delivery, where they tell her, if you don't make deposit, we won't touch you. And the woman is screaming and crying at the point of life and death. That's when you start to make phone calls. And that's why some men disappear. You will not pick you will not get their calls will not go through anymore. But you got her pregnant too. You were watching the stomach grow. First month, second month, third month, fourth month. You never put away something for the D-Day. And even if you don't have, you didn't even plan. Say, Oga, please, my wife will deliver in the next 5 months. I will need a raise. You start early. Tell your boss, I will need a raise. So you are making plans. You are thinking futuristic. It's not when she's between CS and push that you're now running. Oga, please, where are you, Oga? I need a raise. You are not serious. Africans, we don't plan. Your children are growing up now. You are buying cars and flexing. When it's time for school fees, no plans for it. Is he okay? Why are you so quiet? Am I talking to you? And if you don't plan ahead, you'll not be able to build a legacy. Not be able to build a legacy. No, you will not be able to build anything serious. You can't build anything. So leaders are visionaries. It means that they see more than today. They see into the future. They plan ahead. They train ahead. They envisage the future that has not yet been and begin to prepare for that future. Is he okay? Next slide. Just be a talker. You know, I know many people who say they are leaders. The only thing they do, they talk. All talk and no action. Leaders who talk but don't act lose credibility. Action should align with words. Your action must align with your words. I know people, they can talk. There's one leader we had in church some time ago, an aspiring leader we had in this house some time ago. When you hear this guy preach, when you hear him teach, when you hear him lead prayers, you say, this guy is too much. The guy is so loaded. He knows the Bible from front cover to back cover. Any translation. He can speak, but he cannot act. Every responsibility entrusted into his hands never prospered. Never prospered. Never prospered. There are people, they have the gift of the gab. They can talk. But when it comes to grinding, working, they can't do that. Staying on something for a long time, they can't do that. In and out of season, they cannot do that. When it's working and when it's not working, they can't do that. When they are hungry and when they are full, they can't do that. Some people only show up. This particular person only shows up for his fellowship anytime he's happy. If he's not happy, fellowship is going on, he doesn't show up. They'll be calling on the phone, Oga, service has started. Abia State Fellowship. TRF. They be calling him. Service has started. He won't pick his call. By the next day when they see him, they say, I was not in the mood. Can he grow anything? And I sat him down and spoke to him. This is almost 12 years later, and he has not grown anything since that time. Because he cannot grow anything by just talking. I prefer to work with people who walk and not talk than people who talk and not walk. You must walk your talk. At the academy, last Monday, we said that a leader is someone who knows the way, who walks the way, and who shows the way. Don't tell me about the way, show me the way. By the way you act. Lead me. Let me see you do the stuff. Leaders who talk but don't act lose credibility. Action should align with words. And when that happens, what do? You demonstrate what? Commitment and responsibility. I was telling them at the service, at the academy on Monday, I preached 3 services last Sunday on drugs, on injections. So far, by the time I came up for the 3rd service, my eye was doing somehow. Even the academy, by the time I came for the 2nd segment, I wasn't feeling myself. If you only act when you feel good, people will not follow you. And you don't have the right to demand commitment from people to act even when things are not working well for them. Just be, if you want to damage your leadership, just be a talker. Talk and not do anything. Just talk. Just be talking. Someone said, just be talking. Like my wife would tell me, she tells people, Pastor, he's the best cook on earth with his mouth. The pastor can tell you how to cook anything. He can even bake with his mouth. But to throw down is the problem. I said, I can teach you how to bake. He said, no, show me how to bake. Bake it, let me see. That's why I'm not effective in that dimension. In the kitchen, I'm a novice, but I know. That's what I'm telling you. You can know and talk and not be able to do, because I can cook what only myself can eat. Did you hear me so? Even when they travel and leave food for me in the freezer, it is a problem for me to bring it out, defrost it or defreeze it, whatever it is you guys use it, and warm it and eat it. And after eating, wash the pot you use to warm it. And wash the plate you use. That's too much work. It's easier to pick your phone and place an order. Take away pack. When you finish, you put it in the trash. Is it okay? I cannot suffer to make money and suffer to eat the money. No, that's my own thinking. Huh? So, you see, as a leader, you must learn how to major on the major and minor on the minors. Huh? Did you hear me, so? So, don't come and tell me, hey, Ngosi's husband knows how to cook. That's okay for Ngozi and her husband. One day, my wife was telling me about one of my friends that every time he goes to them, every time she goes to market, she will see the guy coming to the market to buy food. He comes to the market to buy supplies, and he goes and he cooks. He said, this guy is such a lovely husband. I said, wow. I said, he's such a lovely husband. I said, such a man will not be able to build anything. When men are in the office hustling, he's in the market buying ogo, egusi, crayfish. You will not be able to build anything. Major in the majors and minor in the minors. Major in the most important thing and delegate the ones that are not very important. So your job as a leader is to make sure you act on the things that increases the bottom line. Nothing else. Don't be a jack of all trades. Find out what increases your bottom line and focus on it. And the other ones, delegate it. And the man my wife was using to give an example, she didn't know that it was so because the wife abandoned him. The wife was somewhere working in Abuja and he was alone with the children in Enugu. I said, that man will not make anything with his life. And it was a prophet that has come through. The guy has nothing today. He has not built anything today. Because the wife abandoned him. And when men are ought to be in the field working, he's turning egusi and crayfish. Now, it's not a problem if he had to do it. So it was a price he paid, but don't use him to say that's how I must behave. My situation is different. You have not abandoned me. You are still with me. Is he okay? Next slide as I close. Oh, my God. This is the one I want to talk about today. Be proud. Be proud. Pride is the most subtle but dangerous traits in leadership. The most subtle but the most dangerous trait in leadership. Pride. When a leader becomes proud, it blinds him or her to reality and weakens his ability to lead effectively. When you are proud, it blinds you to reality. And once you are blinded to reality, what happens? It reduces your effectiveness as a leader. One of the things pride does to a leader is that it makes the leader closed to learning and growth. Because a proud person says, I know it all. I know it all. So proud leaders think they already know it. So what are you going to say to them? And so they stop listening. They stop receiving feedbacks or learning from others. A proud person never learns from anyone. They're always criticizing other things. They're criticizing things from other people. You can never speak into their lives. You can never correct them. Even when they're in church like this and they're preaching, they're not listening to you. They're not listening to you. They will never take feedback from their team members. I will know today whether or not you call me or not me call you. Who is the boss of this house? Pride. And anytime you are not receiving input from people around you, you have stagnated. In leadership, I think we shared it on Monday at the academy. There's a level to which your personal effectiveness, skills can take you to. There's a level. Everybody has a level. There's a level it can take you to. And whatever it is like, it will not grow further than that. But once you get to that level, what enables you to multiply and keep growing is the contribution from other people. The contribution from other people. So if you are proud, you'll be stagnated because nobody will contribute anything to you anymore. You know it all. There's someone I know very close to me, family member. You can't talk to the person. You cannot talk to this person. You cannot. You cannot make suggestions. Happy, I'm. This person was about to resign from a very lucrative job to work for government appointment. I called out this person and said, please don't. There's only one condition with which you will take this appointment. Is if you take an approved sabbatical from this international NGO that you have worked with for 12 years. Political appointment, highest 1 year, 2 years is over. He said, no. The same God that brought it will bring a bigger one. She resigned and took this appointment. Under 2 years, the governor finished his tenure. To your thanks, O Israel. Now, someone that used to live right, used to live well, used to see. Anytime she wants to go to abroad, if she's just angry, she just go abroad. If she's bored, next you see a picture in Italy, in Rome. Now she can't eat. The worst position you can ever be in life is the position where nobody can speak to you. If the devil wants to destroy you, he blocks your ears. He blocks your ears. Whether you are leading, whether you are following, if you get to the point where you can no longer hear advice, you can no longer reduce yourself and humble yourself to listen to suggestions, no matter from who it's coming from, you've lost it. You've stagnated. Many companies have stagnated because when they have company meeting, it's one way. It's the orga backing down instructions. And there's no opportunity for people to speak. So there's a group I belong to. Every time they call us for a meeting, we come for a meeting. It's always one-way instruction. And I was wondering, there were people there before me, and I come for those meetings, and they don't say anything. And after the meeting, they will congregate outside, and they start to talk negatively. One day I said, why are people behaving like this? You had the opportunity to speak your mind publicly so that we can change this situation. You didn't say anything, but now, after the meeting, you guys are in cliques. Backbiting, bad-mouthing the institution. Why? They say, if you speak your mind, you'll be in trouble. They will mark you. They will mark you. And one of them told me an example of when he spoke, what happened to him. I said, then there's no need to attend those meetings now. Better give community, just send us letters, do this. No need of inviting us. Is he okay? Is he okay? If you run your organization in a way that nobody can speak their mind, you are shortchanging yourself. Because there are some things about this church that I will never know. But the usher or the protocol guy at the gate. So if I don't have relationship with them for them to talk to me, give me feedback, I will think I know, but I don't know. Because when people come to church as they're leaving, when do people talk about their experiences in church? Yeah? When do they complain about what happened in church? As they are walking away. Protocol is standing there, he's listening. So if I don't create opportunity for him to give me feedback, I will never correct it. Is it okay to talk like this? Likewise in your family. A pastor called me one time and said, Pastor Anny, have people ever betrayed you? I said, maybe they did and I didn't notice. Because one of the things we do as leaders, you plan for betrayal. If they betray Jesus, they'll betray you. Not they may, they will. I said, maybe it happened, I didn't know. He said, Pastor, they have betrayed me. They have betrayed me. The man I brought close to myself, I made him my associate. This man, I exposed everything to him. Do you know that this man was holding prayer meeting with my church members and choir members without me knowing for 1 year? For 1 year, I didn't know. And he now broke away. Do you know that pastor never recovered from that? 1 year after that man broke away, he had a stroke. 18 months after that first stroke, the second one came and finished him. He's late. We buried him. So, but when he made that call, that's why I'm sharing this. When he made that call to me, and he was crying, I said, Oga, but I told him, Oga, but I blame you. He said, how will you blame me? I said, how can you claim to be the leader of a church? And almost 80% of your workforce, they were doing meetings somewhere for 1 year. Nobody was able to speak to you because you were detached from them. Nobody told you for 1 year. You delegated, not just delegating, you abdicated your duty. You removed yourself from them. You felt superior. There's a difference between delegating and abdicating of your duties. You can delegate, but don't abdicate. That he's the head of the family life doesn't mean that I don't know what happens there. I know. I'll be stupid not to know. Because one day I'll come to church, they will do queue for me. They say, you can't cross that gate. But they're not like that, though. These people are good men. But guess what? I'm talking about normal life. You can delegate, don't abdicate. People abdicate when they are proud, when they feel superior. But once you mingle amongst your people, you will hear. You will hear. You will hear. See, don't look down on anybody on your team. Don't ever do that. Don't look down on anybody. A small boy can call you and say, Oga, I will tell you what others no fit tell you. See what they are saying. See what they are saying. See what they are complaining. Oga, look into it. Oh. So when you are proud, you will lose relationships. When you're proud, people will not like you. When you're proud, even God will resist you. Even God will resist you. Intentionally, I don't have PA. So that my PA does not PA me out of my business, my work. You don't hear what I'm telling? I don't have any PA. You don't need to fill a form to see me. My phone number, they're open. Do you know why? Because sometimes we use protocol in quotes to hide our pride. If you enter now, there are more people that are following you. You are arrogant. Move. You are arrogant. And if that happens, you have lost touch. So we're discussing on our way back yesterday from the burial. You can have money, you can be wealthy, and nobody will know that you are. Nobody will know that you are. And we're saying, like, real wealthy people hide their money. Wannabes make noise about what they don't have. See, the first thing, if you're wealthy, the first thing you don't want to lose is authenticity. Because it's difficult to meet people that will like you and respect you for who you are. Likewise for a leader. That's why one of the rules of leadership is that you must walk slowly in the crowd. Do you know what it means to walk slowly in the crowd? You don't walk like this in the crowd. Like if I enter here, I don't walk like this. You see me, it's intentional. You try and say, hey boy, how far now? What did happen? What's in the shop? Hey, chop knuckle. What am I doing? I am connected. So somebody say, this is a good man. If they see me, something bad that will happen to me, what will they do? They will come and tell me. But if you're like this, Espiritus Dominus, that Espiritus Dominus will tell you what is wrong. God bless you in Jesus' name.